If I was a gambler, actually I am a gambler.
Yeah.
I'd take even money if Trump doesn't show up. I just think...
You don't think Trump's coming next week?
I don't know, but if I was, I think he's going to wake up and say and decide. He just like he said he was going to testify at his defense of his trial. He couldn't even put on a defense. Let him show up. I wouldn't be shocked, but I certainly would not be surprised. If you gave me even money, I'd say he's a no-show.
What Carville said, some Democrats have been saying all along, this idea that they feel like Trump will be the one to back out of this.
But the odds are, I would bet that he goes haywire during the debate when his microphone is shut off.
And his aides may tell us, like, oh, he's going to be a good boy and stick to a good script and have a robust policy debate. Yeah, I've heard that line before.
Meaning Trump is heading into a debate when the party is not entirely unified behind him. That much is clear. I mean, are we entirely sure he will even show up?
The Trump campaign's made a huge mistake by setting expectations so low. And if Joe Biden goes out and he's anything less than looking like he's been hanging out under a bridge and drinking and doing drugs all night, like, he really probably is going to have a victory.
The former president tries to up the expectations. His allies lower them once again to the point where all the president has to do pretty much show up and not fall asleep.
You know, for Joe Biden, he's just got to really meet the low bar of showing up.
What a gift he's been given. Well, you should think about it. Donald Trump has spent the last 6 months telling everybody that Joe Biden can't walk or talk. So all Joe Biden has to do is show scrappy Joe Biden from Scranton.
What's helpful for Joe Biden is that expectations have been lowered so incredibly low, as we saw with the State of the Union. Republicans had basically presented an image that Joe Biden was going to melt the moment he stood up there to give his speech. And if he's able to get through with an even historically average performance, that could be fine.
Right now, the Trump campaign and their allies, with a lot of these trumped-up media videos, taking them out of context, distorting them, whatever, from G7 and other places, are trying to portray the president as weak, feeble, out of it.
I think we're in for a very aggressive Joe Biden.
Donald Trump is in for a challenge. There's no doubt about it.
The Biden campaign is clear-eyed. This is a very big moment. They wanted the debate this early because they wanted to change the trajectory of the race.
By taking the initiative and throwing down the line, first of all, they showed confidence, which is the most important thing that Biden's got to do. His greatest problem is perception of weakness. So by doing that, he looks more confident. He takes control of the agenda. He takes control of the rules of the debate. And he just looks strong and confident by doing it. So I think it's a really smart thing to do.
Joe Biden outmaneuvered Donald Trump. The timing of this debate, the rules of this debate, those were all set by Joe Biden because Donald Trump allowed it to happen. Joe Biden's team, I think, really outsmarted and outmaneuvered Donald Trump.
The stereotype that Biden wants to paint of Trump as the unhinged guy. Stereotype that, Trump wants to paint of Biden as he's not all there. So if you fall into either one of those stereotypes, that's a problem.
First off, they've said for weeks, Joe Biden is senile, he's got dementia, he can barely walk or talk. And Biden, as he shows up at the State of the Union addresses, Correspondence Center, NATO speech, big things, Biden does a good performance. If he goes in there and just doesn't drool on himself, Donald Trump loses the debate.
Yeah, and any single moment could go viral, especially the way even innocent moments, not undamaging moments like at the G7 are, faked and edited out of context.
Do you think that to have allowed Donald Trump to have the last word, it means that there is an ace in the back pocket for the Biden campaign?
The sense that I get from Biden surrogates and people in Atlanta tonight is there's a degree of confidence about Joe Biden's ability to show up.
I'll tell you, you're going to see a very energized President Biden who is looking forward to having these direct conversations with Donald Trump on Thursday night in Atlanta.
This campaign for Biden is all about contrast. It's competence versus chaos. It's darkness versus light. It is a felonious philanderer versus a family man.
Joe Biden and this debate will make clear the contrast. And when you look at the difference, I would ask people to really imagine what the world will be like on January 20th, 2025.